Welcome to Smokin Conversations with Sakina-Ra as we go into the polar vortex. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. A swirling vortex of icy air threatening to engulf the planet. In reality, it's a natural phenomenon that has been around for centuries. However, in recent years, the polar vortex has been behaving erratically, bringing extreme winter weather to parts of the world. This unusual behavior has sparked concern among scientists and the public alike, raising questions about the role of human activities in these changes. The term polar vortex might sound intimidating, but it's actually a simple concept. Imagine a giant spinning top of cold air parked over the polar regions. This spinning mass of air is held in place by a balance of forces, including the Earth's rotation and temperature differences between the poles and the equator. The polar vortex is most pronounced during the winter months, when the temperature difference between the poles and the equator is greatest. The polar vortex is not a single, monolithic entity, but rather a complex system with two main components: the stratospheric polar vortex and the tropospheric polar vortex. The stratospheric polar vortex is located high above Earth's surface in the stratosphere, while the tropospheric polar vortex resides closer to the ground in the troposphere, where most of our weather occurs. While both vortices play a role in regulating global weather patterns, it is the tropospheric polar vortex that has the most direct impact on our day-to-day weather. Typically, the tropospheric polar vortex acts like a giant refrigerator, keeping frigid Arctic air locked away in the polar regions. However, when the polar vortex weakens or shifts, this cold air can escape southward, bringing bone-chilling temperatures and winter storms to lower latitudes. Now, let's talk about climate change. Scientists have known for decades that human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, are releasing massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane, trap heat from the sun, causing the planet to warm. The evidence of this warming is overwhelming. Global temperatures have been steadily rising, with the hottest years on record occurring in recent decades. Ice caps and glaciers are melting at an alarming rate, contributing to rising sea levels. Extreme weather events such as heat waves, droughts and floods are becoming more frequent and intense. The science is clear: human activities are driving climate change. But what does all of this have to do with the polar vortex? Well, here's where things get interesting. Scientists are still studying the complex relationship between climate change and the polar vortex, but some research suggests that a warming Arctic may be contributing to a wobbling polar vortex. As the Arctic warms at twice the rate of the rest of the planet, the temperature difference between the poles and the equator is decreasing. This reduced temperature gradient can weaken the jet stream, a band of strong winds that helps to keep the polar vortex locked in place. A weaker jet stream is more likely to meander and buckle, allowing frigid Arctic air to escape southward. In essence, climate change may be making the polar vortex more erratic, leading to more extreme winter weather events. Thank you for joining, and please stay tuned with more from Smokin Conversations with Sakina-Ra, sponsored by Silverback Nations. We appreciate you.